It is now.
Then Angie can see it.
So,
Oh, punching it.
what do you think about all these new pop groups? You should ask me questions.
I'm not into that.
You're 85 years old.
So?
So, 85 years young. What do you think about how the generations have changed since you were young?
Now that's an interesting question. I'm glad you asked that. When I was a young man, in my teens, things were drastically and completely different from the way they are today. For one thing, we did have some things. We had telephones. They weren't the kind of telephones we have today, cell phones, nothing like that. Still, some of them had them on the wall, the crank kind. And some of them had the ones that go in the cradle, you know, you pick up, you remember those old things?
Dial tone?
But automobiles, they were great, you know, 56, 57, Chevrolets and Fords and all that. But as far as religious life is concerned, it was a lot different too. Because in those days, people went to church. A lot of people went to church, but they were very staid churches. And what I mean by that is everybody had the same kind of programs. You know, you went to church, it handed you minutes. I guess you call it minutes, or a program as you went in. And you knew what was going to happen all the way down the line, even to the doctor's office.
Hey, I remember that growing up. You'd have the 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there.
But it was really prevalent back in those days. And we were all Baptist or some fundamental denomination. Most people around where I lived were. And then became the Pentecostal intervention. They had I can't remember what they called the people that, anyway. Charismatics. Well, back before them, the group that, help me, Robert.
Holy Rollers.
No, you know the group with the long hair and what they call them?
Hippies.
The hippies. You know.
The hippies?
Jesus. The Jesus.
The hippies.
That's what I was trying to recall.
Jesus freaks.
Jesus freaks.
Jesus freaks. I thought that was a phrase that came out in the 80s with
one guy that one guy that I remember learning about later, of course I didn't know him then, was a young guy by the name of Arthur Blessitt. Arthur Blessitt was a guy that came from, well, I think he was living in Vegas, Las Vegas.
It's a real name.
And he was saved, and he had been into that, and he put a cross, a wooden cross up on the wall of this business and left it there for a while. And then one day God told him to carry that cross. He said, I want you to carry that cross for me across the country. And the doctors, the thing about it is, the doctors had told him they don't have a short time to live. He had an abnormal heart or some kind of serious condition. And so he thought, well, if I'm going to die, I might as well die for the Lord, you know. I'm going to die anyway, they say. Just a few weeks. And so he started with that cross, started carrying it, and eventually he carried it around the world. And he's won many. They made a movie. PBN made a movie about it. And interviewed him and gave a lot of things, but he's helped a lot of people. Another guy...
Hold on, Daddy. We'll pause for a second.
Another guy...
Daddy, let's pause for a second.
Pause.
Continuing.
Another memory of that era that comes to my mind is a man by the name of Hal Lindsey. He was attending a university, and he was one of those that would stand on the streets and even the school, on the college campus, and talk to people about the Lord, because he had been born again. Of course, a lot of them hadn't, and he was able to help a lot of those folks. But he went on to write a book that swept across America and became a world seller, Great Planet Earth. And since that time, of course, he's been on television. He's won a lot of people to the of them. And then after that,
It's supposed to be about you, Daddy.
well, I'm talking about memories, okay?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Another memory that I remember when I was real small, just a little boy. My dad had a grocery store, and when I was too small to actually crawl up on the counter by myself. I mean, I don't know how old I was, but they would sit me up there, and they gave me a little old, something like a mandolin that had rubber band and stuff on it. I would play that and sing songs like "She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain When She Comes," or a lot of things like that, little twinkles. And so I got the idea one day, well, you know, people kept wanting me to sing for them, the customers that came in the store. So I got this idea. I put me a little jar, a little can, right beside me with a little slot on top of it. I said, do you want me to sing? Okay, you make a contribution. And so they would put their nickel in.
He's practicing.
The monkey on a chain.
Yeah. And it worked for a while. And I got too old for that. But on down through the years, when I was 12 years old, I joined the church. Now, I didn't say I got saved.
I thought you were about getting ready to say you joined the military. I was like, at 12?
No. I never did join that. They joined me too. But at any rate, when I was 12 years old, day revival at that same church I referred to earlier, they gave an altar call. I don't know who preached, but somebody preached a pretty good sermon. Gave an altar call, and since my group was up in the choir, I was in the 7th grade, which was the top grade in that particular school at the time. And all of us were in the choir. We were the choir. And so when they gave the altar call, they began to go down. And, all of them went down except my buddy and I, David, who was beside of me. I think everybody else up there had already gone to the altar. And I said to him, I said, I felt, this is the way I felt about it. Everybody's doing this. This is the thing to do, right? I wasn't really under conviction. I really didn't understand what I was doing. But punched David. I said, let's go down there. He said, well, let's sing the next verse. Well, they'd already sung about umpteen verses, but they sang one more verse. I guess it's just as I am or something. And I said, well, I'm going. So I started, and David followed me, and we went down. The whole altar was filled across the front of the church, and then most of the pews, there's a little space in the front pew there where they were kneeling down. So I knelt down. Pastor and evangelist came by, and the pastor put his hand on my shoulder. He said, son, how you feeling? I said, I'm feeling fine. I did. I didn't ache. I didn't have an earache or a toothache or a tummy ache. I felt good, but as far as any real transformation in me, there was nothing. But I got up, they shook my hands, gave me the right hand of fellowship, baptized me in that water tank, the baptismal up on the stage. And for 5 more years, I lived for the devil and was a hypocrite, of course, because I belonged to the church. Unfortunately, even in this generation, we have people in that same condition. They belong to the church, but they've never had a real personal, intimate, one-on-one experience with God. But at the age of 17, I found the Lord. I say found him. He found me. I was under conviction. I gave my life to him. And just shortly after that, within a year or two, he called me to preach. And then I started that long journey. I've been preaching now since 1950. How many years would that be? 50,
I don't know, I'm bad at
66,
math.
About 65 years, something like that. And I thank God for that.
I have one question for you.
What's your question?
In all your years, when you were under the age of 30, what was the craziest thing you ever did?
You don't want me to say that.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. That's why I asked. The craziest thing.
I did some really crazy things, but one that comes to my mind, there was an old barn across the street from where I was living, and it was no longer in use. It was an old barn, and we used that as a gymnasium. Some of us boys, we had a place to fix swings and different things in there. but across the main entrance of the barn, there was no floor in that.
How old were you?
I was at that time probably about 14, 15
Oh, okay.
years old. And so we were playing Follow the Leader. They chose me to be the leader that day. And so I walked across those sleepers,
Oh my
across
goodness.
that main entrance, which was some 20 feet down below. And they all followed me, made it across. Well, on the other side of that, there was a whole floor that had nothing in it. All the floor and the subfloor and everything was up. And it was, as I say, it was an old barn, and it wasn't very trustworthy. We shouldn't even been playing in there. But I decided that we ought to walk across those sleepers, across through there. And I started, and I made it about 3 or 4 steps, and I hit one that turned over. And I went down, sailing down, all the way down, and then the bottom floor the barn didn't have anything in it either. It was just I just hit those things and went on down to the ground.
How far was the drop?
Probably I'd say 20, 25 feet.
Holy cow.
Goodness.
And so everybody came running down there, and they said, "Is he hurt? Is he dead? Should we call an ambulance?
Is he
Should we take him
dead?"
to the hospital?" And I decided just to play possum and knock the breath out of him. That's what it did. But I still had consciousness, and so I let them play around for a while, just trying to decide what to do with me.
So you were
And then
playing dead?
Yeah, I was playing dead. Then I began to laugh.
You played possum.
Any more questions?
Yeah, tell us about the time that you was in your daddy's car, and it was a new car you told me about, and you done something you wasn't supposed to do.
You mean when we turned over?
Yeah, about that.
Okay.
Or about the time when you
Well,
got
pick
run
one.
across.
Only got so much
Yeah.
memory card.
I don't want to go into that. That's breaking the law. Let's don't get into that.
Wait. You broke the law?
Well,
You brought it up. You got to talk about it now.
let's say I exceeded the stated speed limit.
The suggested speed limit?
Tell them how you got away.
If you got this go viral on YouTube now, they'll be coming after him.
I will tell you.
They gonna come get you, Paul.
I will tell you about the accident. I'd only been driving, held a license maybe a year, somewhere along there, not very long,
This
maybe
is what
2.
you get to look forward to.
And I was singing, and I was a Christian at that time, and I was singing in a Christian young people's quartet. And we started, my girlfriend and her brother and I were in the front seat. I believe his girlfriend was in the front seat too, 4 of us in this car. And there were three couples, no, maybe 2 more couples in the back. 2 or
How many
3.
couples did you fit in one car?
Well, anyway, it was full, let's say that. And we were going over to the pianist's house to practice. We were practicing the same sometime shortly thereafter. And got over to the driveway, started down the driveway to where she lived. And it was just a small little one-way road, and it was on a hill like a mountain on both sides that went down. And
Where you from?
there were ruts there. There were ruts there, and I got into the ruts. And in my mind, a young driver like that, and I really realized
What is a
to
rut?
think. Ruts, that's where cars go when it's been raining a lot like it had then. And the ruts out and they get deeper. Well, I started scraping the bottom of the car,
A ditch.
and I got to thinking, well, I just worked so hard cleaning that car, washing it, and I mean, it was in good shape. It was shiny. And I didn't want to get it muddy. So I decided to get out of the ruts. Well, you can't do that. I knew that. I learned that a good lesson that day. But I hit something like a rock, and it bounced the car plumb out of the ruts, all right, and down the side of the hill, the mountain. It rolled over on its, the top was down, and the windows on my side, we rolled down, maybe they're already down.
Daddy.
And some woman screamed living nearby. Said, "They're dead! They're dead! They're dead!" But somebody turned the engine off, and
You mean you didn't turn? You were driving. You didn't turn the engine off?
I think it was my girlfriend's brother that was sitting beside of her. He's a big thinker, quick thinker, I guess. And so
How many people did you have?
we got out there. We had to climb out on a tree, climb up the tree to the bottom of the car, which was up now, straight up, and then on up the bank to the driveway.
Goodness.
And I called a wrecker. He came over, and he had to try to figure out how to get us out of there because there wasn't anywhere to pull from. I mean, even, a wrecker has to have a way how to have to get a stance to pull. And the way it was, there was nowhere to pull from. It took him a long time.
Where was this located at?
This is in my hometown, Elkin, North Carolina.
Okay.
And so the car, after we got it up, it had some dents in it. Can you believe that?
No.
It had some dents
Really?
in it on the top and on the sides.
But was it dirty?
I know. Did you get it dirty?
Probably a little dirty too, yes. And I drove home. I put some oil in it.
You were able to still drive it home?
Oh yeah. I
right.
put some oil in it, started up, and ran just as smooth as could be. Drove on home. They were eating supper around our kitchen table. We all ate together during those days, and everybody's supposed to be there at the same time. And so I went inside, and the sink was on the rise. I went into the kitchen, and Mama was at the other end of the table, and she said, I was washing my hands, and I said, "Now, Mama, don't get excited," because I knew how excitable she could get. Sort of like my wife. And I said, "I had a little accident. I ran off in a ditch." She said, "That's what I said." I said, I ran off in a ditch. And my dad didn't say a thing. He was at the other end of the table. He didn't say a thing. When he had finished his meal,
That's
got
not
up,
good when
I
they
heard-
don't say
I heard
anything.
the back door slam. I knew where he was going. You were
He's gonna
losing.
get some meat with it.
Check it out.
So he came back in. Now my daddy never did drink. He did use tobacco in all different forms, but until just a few years before his death.
Normal
But,
tobacco?
But he never used alcohol to my knowledge ever. And he didn't curse either normally. He came back in, and he had one byword that he always used. It was these, "By George." And he looked at me and he said, "By George, bud." I said, "That thing's been up pretty bad." And it was, believe me. I said, "Dad, I'll take care of it." I was working, I had a job. I said, "I'll pay for the record bill and all that." Then, of course, he found out how bad it was. The accident
Okay,
was.
moving my real quick.
Okay. You have another question, my dear.
We'll make this the last one because time's getting a little.
Okay.
I don't know what to ask. Somebody else
Somebody
ask
else
something.
question? Rebecca? Robert?
Bob, you ask something.
Can't let him say what he wants to say.
Travis? I think you have a question.
What was the most blessed time that you can recall throughout your 85 years of life that you ever had? And can you recall that?
Okay, of course, it's easy. The first thing was the salvation when I came to know the Lord. Because it transformed my life completely. And I was baptized again. You may be wondering about that. I was baptized after this experience again. And I'm not saying I hadn't failed. I failed many times down through the years. And I'm so sorry. But I was just thinking today, I was thanking God that He allowed me to live for these many years on
Is that
earth.
the only thing that ever happened
And
to you?
I just reminded Him of how kind and how gracious, the many favors that He's bestowed upon me. And nearly every day I pray this, day or night. I say, "Lord, I thank you for having watched over me and my family this day, for protecting us and keeping us saved. I thank you for keeping me alive until my present age. For keeping me alive because many, many times I've been very close to not only in wartime, that was true, shells exploding and that kind of thing, but also down through the years in accidents and various things that have happened. It's only through the mercies of God. And Lord, I just want to give you praise right now, and honor and glory and thanksgiving for every day that you allow me to live. I give you praise and glory for my family that's here today, and for all the other members that could not be here today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
You know, I got something to say to you. I was watching a TV program this morning, or yesterday there. It's a modern day TV program. They were out talking to street people. And like you was talking about, they brought this street guy in there, right off the street. He got him up there, you know, and led in the sinner's prayer, and they baptized him right after that, you know, here 10 minutes after that. But the whole emphasis on the whole thing was all about the baptizing, not about him being saved or anything. So that's what first thing I thought of. That was traditional Baptist church. They were more into just baptizing in water rather than getting their heart right with God there. So they send the guy off, you know, they got him baptized in water and they send him away.
Well, some people believe, you know, some denominations, and a lot of people believe that, in fact, I had a man ask me not long ago, said, does water baptism save you? And I said, no. And he said, well, have you been baptized in water? And I said, yes. But I said, it's not the water that saves us. It's the blood of Jesus by faith in his sacrifice, by faith in his blood.
Can I say something
That's what I said.
about?
Okay, don't go on.
Sure.
I like to say, living with him for 40 years, the most important thing I think that's really ever been in his life is seeing one more soul. That's what his mind's on. One more soul saved from drugs, alcohol, going to jails, no matter how he feels. I think that's the most important thing in his life. He lives to see one more soul saved to make it to heaven. That's all that I had. I just wanted
Oh, you do?
to ask Becky something that she thinks about, knows about him.
No, I'm just recording. That's all. I'm just recording. Hi, Bob. Wait, are you recording me? Recording you? Recording you? Me? Recording me?
He's not recording.
Dan,
That's recording.
you want me to stand up?
No, I want you to stay right there.
All right, we are officially going to end this video.
Now get your hiney over here. We're going to take a picture.